Hello everybody, Steven here. So this is gonna be part 5 of our Villa dell'Ava ARCHICAD model. In the previous video I spent a lot of time trying to work out how to create that staircase here in the lobby um, and actually find a way to kind of create the railing spiral one. So I'm just gonna quickly show that to you. And also today I was thinking to maybe work on the cabinetry here. If you look at the this, so maybe starting to put some of the shelves and holes for the microwave, and here there's the kitchens and some of the windows. So maybe we just add some details and maybe start to put in some furniture to just give you a sense of scale. And I will see what we can do in an hour. Okay, first let's go back to that staircase. I'm just gonna delete that, or maybe I'm just gonna put that aside and show you what I did. So I was looking on YouTube at a way to do it. I think I tried once with like the morph tool, where you kind of use the morph tool here, and you can create like a line and try to get it get some height. But it was hard to have a consistent curve, and then you would need to have a profile and try to extrude it along that line. It was kind of, well, I just don't know how to do it well. So what I did is, there's this tool, extrusion tool, and I managed to create a profile and use that for that. So I'm just gonna try to show it to you. So right now I already made a profile that was like a circle, 25 millimeter radius. But for the sake of this, to show you, I'm just gonna make any type of profile. I'm just gonna use the fill tool, and let's say we're gonna make like some type of triangle like this, and I'm trying to make it straight line. So I'm just gonna make a triangle, and maybe just give it something like that. To get that shape, I'm gonna select that, go into the CAD image. Normally you would have the objective. I think most commercial license would have this. If not, just need to find another way to go with that process. But so go to objective, new profile, and you're just gonna set it as a extrusion, um, staircase, handrail, triangle, embedded library, place new profile, just press OK. And I think you need to choose, so when you press OK, don't do anything else. You have to choose the anchor point. So maybe we're gonna choose this center as the anchor point, and then it's gonna load, now disappear. So now if you go to here, you'll see it's located in here. So that's the profile, and press OK because it's in the embedded library. And now just click here, and you can just trace it like that. So now if you go in, we select that, and we go in 3D view, press F5, just zoom in, you'll see that we have our line with that profile. So this is actually really good. To get that type of thing, I used to do a complex profile, and then I would use like a wall or like a beam tool to get that kind of shape. But the problem with that is if you wanted to work on the elevations. So let's say I'm gonna reuse that, and then for our staircase, let's go back here. And so I want to do like a railing going up. Just gonna click here, and I'm gonna use that. Hit the center, and now I can just do the shape of the the what perimeter of the railing, and then press OK. So now it's gonna create that circle. So if I go into 3D, and oops, I had that selected, so I'm just gonna go back here. Okay, so it's right there, and you can see that it has that profile. If you want it to be on the other side, I guess you just have to change the fill that you create at the beginning, just mirror it. But it was just to show you how it works. Now what I want to do is to just drop it to street level, and maybe it's gonna start 900 or like a 1 meter. So that would be the starting point. And now what I can do is take this, and I can actually stretch it in the right direction, like to the top, and you can see it's really smooth. What I could do to know the exact height, so I would just create like a reference point. So I'm just going to take this slab and just move it up, make a copy of like 1000, so I know that I could stretch that. Make sure you press kind of shift to get stick to that um, vertical line, and then now I can just reference one of the points of that slab here. So now I got a really nice railing that follows the same angles as the staircase, and here's the profile that I want to. So it's very great. I don't know if I can just click that and maybe switch to that. No, it's gonna revert back to a normal one. But I think that's a great tool to do that kind of work. But if you look at the photos, that railing actually turned into that after. So to get that bent, still not sure I'm gonna do that. I don't know if I can add a point, or maybe I should have done. Just trying something. Does it do? Okay, doesn't do that. So what I'm gonna do is try. Do this one here, and I'm gonna continue. I don't know if it's gonna work. I actually haven't tried that before, so oops. Maybe I'm gonna give it a knock. Maybe what I should have done is just create a guide first. So from here, I want the railing to go on that side. So maybe try to find where is the there should be a point here. Yeah. And tangent point or something. Just mousing over. Something like that should be okay. And yep, let's do that. And then it's gonna go straight. Okay, just gonna make sure that I can connect here, get all the points so it helps me create railing. Start from here. That. Yep. Correct one. Sorry guys. I actually never done that before, so I don't even know if it's gonna work. Yes, and now I'm gonna go straight. Okay, not what I thought it was gonna look like. Let's see in the 3D view. And so maybe we just do different parts because it seems that it doesn't like. So we're gonna go this one first, and then we're just gonna make another one. Like that. I think that was this one. Okay, for some reason it doesn't work. You can do that. And now I'm gonna finish. Okay, now we got those three. What we're gonna do is same as before, go into straight level, drop it like 1000, and then make a copy of this, lift it 1000. We're gonna grab that, stretch it in the vertical direction. Oops. Direction. That's just reference pointer. And I'm gonna take that. Yeah. Okay. Maybe instead this is gonna be 900, so it's gonna be a bit lower. And this one maybe we're just gonna try to drag it down. It's not really smooth. We look at the drawing, so so maybe this needs to turn a little bit more. So from here, oh, it gets stretched like that. But then you don't really have a good transition. Okay, well, I really don't know how to make that yet. I guess I'll try to figure out for you next time. But for now, it was just to show you how to make that railing. Anyway, so So now we're gonna go look into the cabinetry. Let's go to here. So trying to see if we get a photo of that. So here we get this one here. So this is like the window. I think that's this window, and then you have another window where there's the kitchen. But because this is not really a proper wall, it's like hollow inside. What we can do is make a section, and wait, or maybe we're just gonna. I'm just gonna drag in the sections photo. Alright, here's it. Drawings, and is it this section? Okay, it did the same thing as before. Like when you try to drag and drop the photos, sometimes it doesn't pop show. So I'm just gonna make a copy of this one. Press Ctrl T, open, and I'm gonna select from here. I think it's this one. Okay, it's there, and we don't quickly check the length. If it's roughly about the same scale, so it's 28.8. Press Ctrl K, and 28.6. So it's about the same size. So now I'm just gonna measure 3.1, 1.6. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take a window because I'm gonna use that to create an opening into that wall. And 1.6. Oh, maybe it's that width there. Stretch that. So let's do 3.1 and make a copy here as well. Photo. And then another one. This one here. This one you wouldn't see. So we're gonna do 1.6. And now select the wall. Go into press F5. And you can see it's a bit high. If you look at the photos, this is what, 600, and it's in the middle. So go back here. The wall is 2.5, 1.5, so we have 1 meter. And 450. 350. Yeah, let's do 450. And we got the same on this one. 450. Actually, no, this one should be higher because that's where there's the kitchen. So it's much higher.
Cuisine, elle-même isolée par une...
Sorry. I don't know if you could hear that, but the YouTube video played. Good, same height as this. And this one's going to be stretched down. Voila. And now what I'm going to do is just select all of those, Control T, and make the empty openings. Okay, I shouldn't have that because you can see they've resized to this one. So I guess I have to do them individually. Two openings. Empty. Empty. Okay. So now we got our openings. This one looks a bit big. And if we go to a section, it was pasted here. Actually, it's much smaller. 1 meter. 1. And so let's change that. 1.1. And just move it along here. Okay, looks a bit better. And so that's one way of doing it. I think I could have just used solid operation as well to create like a volume that's intersecting these two walls and then removing that. Yeah, but just gonna go with this. Another one on the other side. Try to move them so it's lined up. And now what we can do is just create slabs and walls to kind of close that off. Just gonna create a wall here, and I'm gonna make sure that's about the same size as this. That's my dog. I don't know if you could hear it. I get two little pugs. Okay. Now what we can do is to create the slabs, and we're gonna do that in 3D. That, and make sure that you're touching. Better to use the rotated here. And what's the thickness of that wall? 25. So I'm just gonna use 25 as well. I'm gonna change this so it's maybe a timber floor. That's okay. And this we're gonna put here, and we're gonna reverse it. This one we're gonna make a copy at the top. Make sure you press Control so you make a duplicate. I'm just gonna move it down. So now the opening is closed, and I'm gonna just copy those two, move them along, paste it here, and I think I need to resize them 100, 100, and I'm gonna move that up. That will be the window for the kitchen. I think some work needs to be done here to the what's the cabinetry here, and make another. Either make a copy, or you can just absorb the properties and remake it. Okay. Now maybe I'm just gonna take that. Base the inside maybe is gonna be black. Okay, it was the other way. This is gonna be black. This we can turn it back to white, and this as well, and this. All this is gonna be. I don't need this one. Black and black. Of course, that was the other way, especially on this one. White. And let's look at the photos. So you could see some of the black on this edge. So what we could do maybe is, let's see if I increase the size of the window. But the thing is that wall, because it's not touching all the way, or I would have to change the height. And now I can just change the, yeah, and close it off. That's the edge. And we're gonna do the same thing on that side. Maybe I'll just select the properties of this and paste it here. And maybe I'm going to 3D view, 2D view, and just stretch that. And that's not the correct window. um, and let's go. Well, for some reason it doesn't allow me to do it in 2D. But if I do it in here, it works. I don't know. Okay. So now we got this, and I guess we can divide this into 3. And we're gonna do elevate, distribute. We want to take that. So no, we actually want 3, but we don't want the last one because okay. And let's go to our drawings. So, okay, there's one too many. So we want to bring it up here at the top, and maybe make those a bit thicker. 50. Okay. And maybe those have a backing. I'm gonna try to see if in the video I can see what it look like. I see on the other side. Okay, there's nothing. Where's the same photos? Can I see it here? But I don't know the depth. Doesn't really matter for now, unless we get that here. And I think we have a door there. I'm just gonna slowly add some little details. Door here, and I'm just gonna add that one for now. And let's see if we can do like that type of pivot door. Rotating, so it's the same as the one that we did before at the top. And let's make it a bit smaller. And this one is really tiny, so it's about 250. 250, and we're gonna do 1.2. Okay. Two. Can you open it? Oh yeah. And then we need to add a door there, and just use a normal one. And I guess it's hard to make it turn like that. Maybe we can just do this. And 900. If you want to reduce frame size, this is just for the drawing, and a bit smaller. But then you need to check the actual construction of it. Okay, and maybe just gonna add the cladding on here. This is going all the way there. Like that. And there. I think we'll need to do something to kind of remove that. And or we can just create a copy of that and cut it. So I'll just press Control N on the surface that I want to remove. And now this one, I'm just going to bring it back around here. And this, I'm going to shift the bottom to here. And oops. And try to reconnect there. So visually, it looks correct. And now I'm just going to add the cladding. Go CAD image, covering, wall covering, and I'm going to take this corrugated. Make sure it's 90 degrees. Change the color to something transparent. I think that's like this one. That's a bit yellowish. Press OK. Pick the side you want it to be on that side here. Let's go into 3D, and it kind of looks like what we want. But of course, normally you wouldn't see that wall. So this is like there's like frames. So maybe what you can do is to take the wall and make it like a airspace frame. So it's disappear. It's gonna be invisible, but it's still gonna allow you to have your cladding. And then gonna select this. It's covering, wall covering, and bam, get the other ones. And this is gonna be your air wall as well. Okay, so now we got a wall there, and oh, I think this is from the previous cladding that we did for the apartment. I'm just gonna remove the external corners, make it none. It's not gonna show here. And what we could quickly do is to maybe make like a bench at the back. So the bench, we could just use a slab. And or maybe I'm gonna use that curve first, make a copy, offset it, like that, bring it here, offset that, connect. What I'm doing is just trying to get a contour for that. And take this line of the wall and move it at 900, 100. Okay, and now I get a outline for my slab. Tab to press OK, press spacebar to activate the magic wand, and press inside. And now I'm just gonna delete all my guidelines that I created. Going to 3D view, you would see there's a slab here at the bottom, and I'm just gonna take that, turn it, increase the height to, let's say, 1 meter, and now I get my counter. I think I'm just gonna move that so it's actually okay. So we get a counter there, and the counter actually is, it's not a full. Let's see, I think there was a, oh okay, so it's not, it's just like a a table. So you could just take that and change to, let's see, 100, and give it a height of 1000, and maybe just flip it. And you would need to add a post there. This here, make it round, change the thickness to, let's say, 90, and just drop it down. Okay. And if you really wanted that framing look, what we could do was, like, there's a frame here, at the bottom. You could use some beams. So I'm gonna take a beam tool, and I'm gonna have one here. Now I'm gonna arc it. Oops. And I'm just gonna offset it. And I'm gonna change the thickness, let's see, 100. And it's gonna be what, 35, something like that. And I'm gonna put it back. 5590. Let's see in 3D now. So now we got our frame. Just bring it all the way to the top. Yeah. And oh, you can see here some part of it I deleted. I think it's because it's touching the walls. So let's see if we can change to, let's say, concrete structural. So now I think it's a question about the building materials. Here there's like priorities, and the wall that was airspace, I think the priority was higher than the when it was timber. I think that's why it was disappearing. Uh, I'll take that, and maybe I'm gonna make that smaller, 50, and I'm gonna make copies. Distribute, and we want 4. Okay. Get down bottom. Is it too much? Okay, so one here and one is low. So I'm gonna take that, bring it here, one here, one at the bottom, and one around here. So okay. Now the problem is that they're all on the same level in the 2D plan, so you can just tweak it in here. That. And I guess here you can have 1, 2, 3, 4 post, like that. And I'm just gonna rotate it. And maybe what's the hands? So I'm just gonna do just leave it as 50. And because this was as an arc, we can do the rotate, and we gonna have distribute 3, and we're gonna use that arc and try to find the center of this. So it's here. Oh, is it crashing? Oh no. Okay. I'm going 3D view, and I'm gonna select those ones there, and gonna drop it, and gonna link it to the first floor. And actually, I'm gonna move them down. Yeah. Okay. So we got that. Maybe what we can do is to actually I wanted them to be on that thing. Back here, and gonna redo the. Oh, just gonna push. Okay. And maybe this is too transparent, so I'm gonna change the opacity. I have to create another material, so it's a surface. So I think it's lamp, and I'm gonna make a new lamp copy. Just gonna M2. It's okay. And transmittance. Now we have to reduce that. That's it, 30. And I'm gonna go here, go back to cladding, and change to this one. Still a bit. Uh, Wait. Ten. Yeah, I like this. That's a bit too yellowish, but I think it's because of the light. I guess it should not even be yellow. Mission color. I think it's better like this. Like that. Copy here. And then we get this. You could change the color of those members if you wanted to. I'm gonna change color of this to match the texture. Just gonna oops, that was a slab, so that's why you didn't do it properly. And with this one I didn't need to change the size of the window. Yes, and wood. Okay, and maybe those walls we're just gonna. Yeah, but I don't know. I think in real life it would go all the way up. Oh, it's funny that it doesn't show from this side. Transparent and transparent. On that, maybe let's quickly add some furniture. I think there's a table. I think I've seen a table somewhere. So the table is here. And there's some chairs. At the table. And table. Dining table. Okay. This one looks a bit tiny. Let's do 2 meters by 900. And we gonna add some chairs. What type of chair do they have? It's like wooden chairs. I mean, I'm sure we could have some nicer chairs. But for now, just gonna use those ones. And place it here. Yeah. And I'm gonna mirror it. Just try to get the center of the table. And I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Maybe I'm gonna push them a little bit. Make it mirror on the other side as well. And I'm just gonna change the order so that the table is at the front. So now we get that here. Make that as a group. And maybe I'm gonna push around here. And I think there was some chairs there. Two chairs. And 1, 2, and one in the coffee table. So just take those ones. There's 2 here. And another 2 armchair there. Sofa, something like this. And change angle to 0 or 180. Yep. And we had maybe another type of this chair here and a coffee table. This one. Ta-da! And let's see if we can ignite it. Okay. just leave it with this. And I think this should be closed on the other side. So what I'm gonna do is maybe take the window. Oops. The window there. And I'm gonna change the 1.2, and let's just move it a little bit so it's easier to select. When it's like this, sometimes you can just create a custom cutting plane. This, so we'll erase that wall. Show you. And where's the finalize button? Oh, here. Now you can like that, and then say 25, 5, and maybe on this side you don't need to stretch that window, and you don't need to stretch that wall as well. Oops. And 25. Just pushing back in. Oops, I went outside again. Okay, good. And maybe let's just place some books just so it looks like this. Cluster, press OK, and just try to click on a point. And oops. Okay, take those two. Just take this one here, and maybe move it the center of that. Say 50, and I'm gonna stretch it 5. Go back up, and I'm just gonna make a copy and paste it also on the top. Cool, so now we get some books, and maybe just length of it so it doesn't look like a copy and paste. Okay, let's turn it back on. That's great. So in this video we just worked on the inside, add some details. nothing in the pushing. In the next one, I'm just gonna work on the outside again. It's always good to kind of go back and forth between outside and inside, just so you don't get too bored when you do your model. Yeah, thank you.